Welcome to another Saint Spotlight. In today's episode, we're interviewing Yvan Demosthenes, who graduated from Thomas More with an MBA in 2004. In addition to his day job, Yvan is an adjunct professor in Thomas More's business program, a member of the Alumni Association, and has been an active sponsor of a number of initiatives such as Saints Family Movie Night. Thanks for joining us, Yvan.
My pleasure, Judy. Good morning.
Good morning. Yvan, can you give us a short history behind your career path and if there were any important factors that influenced what you're interested in today?
Yeah, sure, Judy. I started school in 1987 at the University of Cincinnati. My undergrad was in biology, natural sciences. I thought that I was going to follow in my father and uncles and family's footsteps in going to medical school. During my time at the University of Cincinnati, other things began to interest me. I had a friend who owned a chain of furniture stores. I don't know if you recall the Rose Showplace and the stores throughout Cincinnati at the time, but that was owned by a close friend of mine who was just a couple of years older than me. During my time with him, helping him out and working with him on the floor, I became very interested in the behavior of the customers that would walk into the showrooms. From that point on, my sales interest and curiosity just took over. At my heart, I feel like I'm a salesperson, so that's where my entree into the business world started. And I should tell you, too, my father's a psychiatrist, so when I started realizing how sales was really connecting with the customers that came in there and how the behavior of these customers and their buying cues, etc., it just fascinated me. I went on to General Electric, where I was part of their team in their IntelliCenter that was part of their selling of IT hardware and software. Our team consisted of a lot of people who were kind of like pros and been long-time salespeople in the industry. And I happened to come on board, and while I was there, I impressed a few people. And I had a supervisor who tapped me on the shoulder one day and shared with me how he was impressed and why he was impressed by me, and recommended to me that, or I should say strongly suggested rather than recommend to me that I attain my MBA. That was really the only thing holding me back, because I had more of a science background. I didn't really have the business acumen behind my sales. As I was researching MBA programs, I came upon Thomas More's TAP program, and it was really a very convenient program for me on a couple of different levels, because number one, it was down the street from our office. And then also, in my research and talking to others that had attained their MBA, at the time, TAP had a cohort model, and that really, really appealed to me. The model of having a class that you carried through with you through the whole program really just resonated with me. So with my career path there, that really helped me open the doors for a lot of things. And so my sales skills and my sales opportunities within companies just continued to grow. I will tell you that throughout that, after attaining my MBA, getting some wins within the organizations that I served and worked for, my entrepreneurial spirit just really kept on bubbling to the surface. As my career started to progress and achieve successes and obtain different accolades, the entrepreneurial call just kept on knocking on the door for me.
You mentioned being an entrepreneur. What current projects and interests are you working on?
My company, Hamilton Demo, is a certified veteran-owned company. We specialize in recruiting, executive search and placement, as well as project work around the recruiting, talent acquisition, and human capital space. We do things for Fortune 500 companies, as well as small and medium-sized companies. And actually, Judy, that's where really our growth is right now. We're going on 4 years as an organization. My business partner and I have been really lucky in positioning ourselves here in the tri-state, but also we've made connections throughout the country as well. I'm also glad to say that we also help nonprofits as well, especially when they're looking for executive directors, executive leadership type roles.
Do you keep in contact with any of your former professors or classmates?
Not so much. I adjunct for Thomas More now, so in recent years I've been able to chat and have a little bit of one-on-one with some former professors that were instrumental and really great people to be with and to learn from and tap.
What did you find was your biggest challenge when you were going back to school?
Just making sure that I was able to fit my work and life with the commitment to attaining the MBA. And again, like I mentioned, having the cohort model really helped me, and my instincts were correct because it was such a supportive group. It really, all the apprehension and concerns I had after a couple months all disappeared.
So what would your advice be to current students or to people who are thinking about going back to school?
If you're thinking about going back to school, 100% do it. Talk to your family, let them know what you're thinking, and also, don't take it for granted that all schools and all programs are alike. They really aren't. Try to find the best match for you. Looking back, I'm so grateful that I went through TAP because that was the exact program I needed at the exact time.
I did want to bring up the fact that one of your investments right now is with Dead Low Brewing, and you were instrumental in the brewing of Saintenni-ale for the Centennial. I want to thank you for that a lot.
Yes.
It is delicious.
We should discuss that in more detail over a couple of Centennials.
That's right. It's an alumni event coming up soon.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much, Yvan, for being our Saint Spotlight.
My pleasure. Anytime, Judy.